Oh, he's got a lot.
Hello everyone and welcome to our first live edition of UC Sports. I'm Hector Molina alongside Brandon Carney, and our top story tonight is UConn football.
That's right, Hector. The Huskies traveled down to Tampa this past week to take on USF, looking to build on their solid win over the Bearcats.
Now the Huskies have lost 4 straight to the USF Bulls. They were down in Tampa looking to change that. First quarter, quarterback Quinto Flowers dodges some tackles on his way to a 60-yard rushing touchdown to give USF a 7-3 lead. Flowers would look to show off that arm too, looking deep downfield. But Javon Williams, an Odell-like one-handed grab for the interception. And then later, Sheriffs to Arkell Newsome. Newsome goes 70 yards untouched, longest play of the season for Sheriffs. But it was Newsome who had himself a day, 165 total yards and 2 total touchdowns. The Huskies would lead 17-14. That wouldn't last though, as Flowers unloads a 30-yard touchdown pass to give the Bulls the lead once again, and they wouldn't give it up from there. 42-27 is your final score from Tampa.
UConn football may feel down after the loss, but the biggest loser may be the Big 12, who announced this past week that after several months of meeting and planning, that they will not be expanding and will remain at 10 teams. This means that while Connecticut is still kept out of a Power 5 conference, Cincinnati, Houston, and Navy are kept out with them. So while UConn fans are bummed about not being in the Big 12, they should actually breathe a sigh of relief, as there is a silver lining. The AAC will not be gutted of some of its best teams, and UConn isn't left hanging like it was when the Big East collapsed. UConn probably was not the best fit for the Big 12 geographically speaking, but this gives athletics just enough time to continue building programs for when the ACC or Big 10 come calling.
Now when we return, UConn women's soccer had their senior day this past weekend against USF, while men's soccer looked to keep their 7-match win streak alive. All that and more on this live edition of UC Sports.
Welcome back to UC Sports. UConn men's soccer was riding high with a 7-game winning streak and 5 straight shutouts until Melvin Beckett scored in the 21st minute this past Saturday to help USF defeat the Huskies 1-0. The team had little time to worry about the loss, as Boston College was next on their schedule a mere 3 days later. Ray Reid looking to motivate his team before the big game, but just like on Saturday night, the Huskies struggled to find the back of the net. Second half, still no score. Abdu Baki Jam gets tripped in the box, gets the penalty kick, but it's off the crossbar, no good. Final minutes of regulation, one last chance for UConn. Back-footed pass sets up Kwame Awua, but it's far too strong and we go to overtime. Sudden death rules, under a minute left to play in the first overtime period. Simon Olofsson steals the ball, Huskies get the ball back, and they start rushing down the field looking for one last chance. Olofsson, looking for an opportunity, passes it to Chick Stefan Coley, who crosses it the width of the field to Kwame Awua. Awua finds Dylan Greenberg all alone, and Greenberg finds the back of the net with 7 seconds remaining. Celebration ensues as UConn knocks off BC 1-0 as the team rushes toward Greenberg after the win.
While the men faced USF Saturday night, the women took on the Bulls Sunday afternoon during Senior Day, a day to honor the seniors who will be playing their last game at Maroney Stadium. Among the seniors were star scorers Rachel Hill and Stephanie Ribeiro, along with elite goalkeeper Emily Armstrong, along with key players Maddie Dom and Toriana Patterson. These seniors have led the team to a 12-2-1 record, and on Sunday, the Huskies were looking to stay undefeated in conference play. Before the game, senior players Emily Armstrong, Maddie Dom, Toriana Patterson, Rachel Hill, and Stephanie Ribeiro were honored by their team, family, and friends for their 4 years here in Storrs. This game started out chippy, and what looked like to be a close, physical game at first changed once the senior dynamic duo of Rachel Hill and Stephanie Ribeiro got it going in the 16th minute once Hill crossed the ball into the box to find Ribeiro, who put the Huskies up 1-0 early, and the two did not look back from there, as Ribeiro would find the back of the net again in the 35th minute, and then Hill would get in on the action, receiving the assist from none other than Ribeiro, putting the Huskies up 3-0.
I wanted to find her so she could score, and we work well together, so I knew it was going to happen.
USF would add another goal, but it was too little too late as the Huskies hung on to win this one 3-1 on Senior Day.
For me, it's another game. For them, yeah, it might be a senior game, but they know that every game we play, doesn't matter what it is, we play it as the last game.
You never take it for granted, and you're always just so grateful for everything that you have. So, I mean, each day, whether it's practice or a game, you just go out and representing it is something else.
Still to come on UC Sports, UConn First Night rocked Gamble this past weekend. See how the men's and women's basketball teams kicked off their 2016-17 seasons. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to UC Sports. This week is homecoming week, which means the Huskies take on UCF in the annual conflict. Kickoff is at noon at Remster Field. Meanwhile, men's soccer travels down to Orlando also to take on UCF Saturday at 7 p.m.
This past Friday was First Night, the annual event that kicks off the basketball season for the UConn men and women. The women unveiled their 4th straight national championship, while the men unveiled their highly touted freshman recruiting class. For more on this, Hector Molina has the story.
It's the most wonderful time of the year here in Storrs. You guessed it, basketball is back in action. Thunderous dunks, flashy moves, and a rare sighting of Coach Ali and Coach Gino Oriema not yelling at their teams for a lack of defense. It was all on display here at First Night. Both the men's and women's teams took the hardwood for the first time Friday and showed off their talent and flair. And you could tell by fan reaction that basketball season is a special time of the year here in Storrs.
You know, being out here with everybody, there's so many fans here. We're the basketball capital of the world. And just the atmosphere about coming to the games and all the students coming together, it's just great. You can't get that anywhere else.
I went to UConn, so it's amazing. I've been following them since they were in the field house. I graduated in '74. So every time I come in here, it's just amazing. You know, the crowd is just amped up. Can't say enough about it.
Fans were treated to a show that featured a Shooting Stars Challenge, Skills Challenge, and a dunk contest. First Night featured veteran players such as Natalie Butler and new faces including 2 of the freshman top 5, Christian Vitale and Vance Jackson.
It was a lot of fun. I think that the girls had a lot of fun, the guys had a lot of fun, and I feel like the crowd was really into it, and it was an awesome night.
A fan base like this is unbelievable, how much history that UConn has, so to be a part of it is something to be taken very, very seriously, and I'm willing to do that, and I'm happy to be here.
Preparing since summer, and so pushing each other every day, trying to get better. Coach KO, he tells us every day like we're a brotherhood, and to carry each other when one is not stepping up to their abilities, and so we just been pushing each other every day.
From Gimbal Pavilion, Hector Molina, UC Sports. And that's it for this edition of UC Sports. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at UCTV Channel 14 and follow us on Twitter at UCTV Sports for live game updates and breaking news on all things UConn sports.
I'm Brandon Carney. He's Hector Molina. Thank you for watching and good night.